5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, you got some more from Zor. It's KZ here from Cape Town. Alright, so what are we going to have a look at today? I got myself this again. Alright, and this is the Daedalus V1 spool. And the reason why I actually got the spool again is because I actually preferred making claptons with this guy. Alright, every now and again I did get bunching up of the wires. Every now and again. But alright, not that very often. But this guy I never got it though. So what I'm going to attempt trying to do is I'm going to take one of these guys, because the version 1 actually includes an extra one of these, and then I'm going to drill that hole. I'm going to drill it into a 5mm hole. Alright, and then at the back I'm just going to make a slightly smaller hole. So I'm going to go 5mm. I'm going to go about 7/8 of the way, and then just a large portion from the back I'm just going to drill a 2mm or 3mm hole. And the reason why I want to do that is because what I like about the Pros version is the Pros version has actually got these guys, let's call it adapters, has got these adapters that can take these guys inside of them, and that allows you to actually make more complex builds. Alright, like your staggered fused claptons or your frame staples or even aliens. So I'm going to see if that actually is going to help. It comes in just less than 5mm, so approximately 5mm. So I got myself a 5mm drill bit and a smaller one. So I'm first going to use the smaller one as a guide, okay, just to enlarge the hole a bit, and then I'm going to put in the 5mm. Okay, so on my desk you can actually see I've got the small little primitive clamp which I actually got, and I have mounted one of these guys on this so far. And as I said, the whole idea is I want to take my 3mm and go down 7/8 of the way like that, and then I'm going to swap it around and then take my 5mm drill bit and actually go down. Then I can use the jig of the version 1 to not only make good claptons but also make my frame staples with that. So let's see if this works. Right, so you can actually see a 3mm which I drilled right through it. So all I'm going to do is now I'm going to take the 5mm drill bit and I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm not going to go all the way to the back. Right, so there you have it. So the whole idea is so that I can just put in this guy in there and that it still rotates, and it still freely rotates. Okay, just make sure it's more narrow at the back than it is in front, okay, so that this guy does not push through. Okay, so that's the important part. It must not be able to push through. So the whole idea is that I want to run tri-core 26s. I want to run through here and just clapton it with 38 gauge. Right guys, so here's the familiar setup which I'm running, which you all should know from my previous videos. As I said, the only difference which I'm doing now is I'm just using the version 1's jig at the moment, where I just actually modified this specific guy by drilling a 5.2mm hole in there and a 3mm at the back, so that I actually can use these guides to see if I can use this oak to make nice framed multi-core claptons. Alright, and see if this actually works the specific way, because if it works, then there should be no reason not to be able to use the guides from the Pro and then using it to do more complex frame staples or staggered fuse claptons or something like that. Alright, so my 3 guys together, 38 gauges are running at the my 26 gauges are running at the back, and then I just secured it to my loop, which you guys should all know by now. I've got 3 26s running next to one another. Alright, and then I've got this guy. This guy's obviously not going to go in the full length because this guy's width is not the same as that guy, so I'm just going to try it this way. Else later on I might have the option to actually cut my guide smaller though, but I think this is going to work. Okay, then I've got my 38 spool on top of it, my 38 gauge running through that small little hole, and I've already fastened it around the front end. Just going to tighten the spool a bit. Apply a bit more tension on there. Okay, the wires are bunching up. Bit more tension. Okay, I thought that was going to happen where it actually turns around. That little guy. So this is not working that well though. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take this out. And now I'm going to take the Pro version. Has also got a metal guide, but the metal guide is slightly wider than this guy. So I'm actually going to see if that is not going to work better than this. This is the Pro version. You can see it's got wider slits than the old version 1. And I mean, it also looks like these guys are cut out cleaner. So I'm going to use this guy quickly, the same setup, and see if this works better. Right, so exact same setup. Only thing that differs is this little guide is the Pro's version guide, which we're going to use. See if that actually helps. Okay, it's also a bit of bunching up on the wires, so this guy does not work at all as well. So next thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm actually going to drill that 5.2 millimeter drill right through this guy, so that this guy can actually go in deeper, and let's see what happens then. Okay, there you guys can actually see that I actually drilled the hole right through. Alright, so third setup is this guy. I've drilled a 5.2 millimeter right through it, and inside there you can see is my guide now. Alright, so my guide can go in a lot deeper now. It can also go at the end. It can also pass through at the back there, but that's the nice thing about this hole. You can just take your tweezer and just push it forward, and then it should stay there. So let's see if this actually works. And this actually works beautifully. Okay, I'm just going to go for a close-up though, so you can quickly see. Go closer, slow down. You can actually see it works beautifully. It works! Eureka! It works! Sweet. Okay, let's get a nice piece so we can turn a nice coil. Just straighten the section. Reverse the direction. Alright guys, so that doesn't work too bad there. But as I said, there is easier methods, but I thought I'd just try something. But if you want to have a look at the coil wire, then it actually came out decent. Nothing wrong with this guy. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with this guy. Alright, so yeah. See, if you got the version 1 and you got the Pro edition, yeah, you can play around with the stuff, swap around, drill a bit there, and see what actually works for you. That's just another option which I actually gave you to do. But another toy which I actually got recently is this guy. Now if you know what this is called the Dremel. This is the Dremel 3000, and I've actually attached the fitting to the front over there, so that when I switch this on, I can use this. They're asking me, why do you want to use this? It's holiday and I like to keep my hands busy. So what I decided to do is a bit of etching. So there's two things which I've actually etched. Just want to show you over there, which is my first attempt. There's my little Kaiser. So yeah, that's the first thing which I've actually etched over there. Kaiser with my little money key blowing O-rings over there. So that was the first thing which I actually did. And the second one which I did was this guy. Right, there's a little Batman with a few bats flying at the bottom over there, coming up. So if you look at it from a distance, it actually looks nice. Just look at that. Okay, if you obviously go a bit closer, then you will start seeing that it's actually hand engraved there. But it's a nice thing to actually play with, and you get a variety of fittings for this guy as well. I mean, you can do polishing of your mods and your atomizers, just swapping around this specific. I've got an engraving fitting on the inside there at the moment there. But yeah, you can do beautiful engravings on your mods if you want. Just thought I'd put that out there and actually show it to you. And yeah, guys, that's that. This is Kaiser signing over and out. Cheers.